Okay. While we're waiting for the PowerPoint slide, I'm just going to get started. All right. Today's training is focusing on the 4 major personality types. 4 major personality types. Can someone from the audience tell me why it's important to understand the 4 major personality types in the world? Why is it important to know who they are and how to work with them? Come on, high-level sales professionals, talk to me. And no such thing as a wrong answer. I want you guys to try. Why is it important to identify the 4 major personality types and how they operate?
To build rapport.
I love that answer. To build rapport, it's a good one. What else?
That way you know how to talk to them and understand them.
I love that. Rapport, understanding them. All of that leads to one word that we're looking for here. Let's get one more person to throw an answer out there. Why is it important to understand the 4 major personality types and how to work with them?
So we don't lose business.
Yeah, I love it. Ultimately, what we're looking to do as high-skilled sales professional is we're looking for the ability to connect with everyone, to connect. The major goal that we're looking to achieve is to connect with everyone. I need you guys to connect with everyone at your open house. I need you to connect with everyone during your listing presentation. I need you to connect with everyone during your buyer consultations. I need you to connect with all the cold leads that come from Google, Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. I need you to connect with them quickly. And if you're if you're unable to connect with them quickly, you will fall out of rapport and you will not earn their business. And that's inexcusable because this is a skill that you all can learn on how to accomplish it. What are the 4 major personality types? Anyone, go ahead. What are the 4 major personality types?
Dominant, influential.
Keep it going, Martin. Good to see you again, man.
Yeah, good to see you too. CNS. I don't know. Forget the last 2.
Dominant, influencer. Who else? Who can tell me the last 2?
Amiable.
What was that, Dolores?
Amiable.
What's the other word? We got amiable and creative. What are the other 2 words that DISC personality actually uses? The main website. What are the main site? What do they use? What's the 2 words they use?
Steadiness.
Yes, steadiness. What's the last one? What's C?
I don't know if I'm going to mispronounce it, but conscientious, that word.
Conscientious, that's a good word for it, but there's another one that we're looking for specifically that DISC teaches us.
Compliant.
Compliance, yes. The 4 major personality types are as follows. Ready? Dominant, influencer, steadiness, compliant. We're going to break down each personality really quickly, but before I do, what is a dominant personality? What are their characteristics? And very important for you to identify these as sales professionals. We're going over these together so that we can help you identify them as sales professionals. What are the characteristics of a dominant personality? Anyone?
Like a driver.
Go ahead.
Yeah, tell me more about them.
In control, driving, wants to be in control of the conversation a lot. Knows what they want. Yeah, pretty much dominant.
Thank you. All right, I have the presentation I'm going to share with you. If there's any errors on it, forgive it. I have my IT team quickly get that over to us. Can you guys all see this?
Yes.
Okay. So you have the 4 major personality types, which is dominance, influencer, steadiness, and compliance. A disc profile will help you determine which traits are the most prominent in your personality or your prospect's personality. Once you know this information, you can use it to better understand your environmental reactions and your work style. More importantly, your prospects. So here we go. Characteristics of a dominant personality. Who are they? People who score high in dominance are direct, result-oriented, decisive, competitive, and strong problem solvers. These people are bold and definitive. They tend to place a high value on winning and being the best. They look at the world with a logical lens and rely more on facts and data than intuition. In addition to being strong in their convictions, they also tend to react to opposing viewpoints with indifferent or hostility. If your personality is type D, you tend to have negative emotions across many situations, but avoid expressing those emotions because of fear of rejection or disapproval. If you have type D personality, you typically have a lot of negative emotion like anger, irritability, or hostility, but you suppress your feelings. This is a sales class. I want you guys to tell me, summarize that dominant personality for me in what that might look like. Tell me what that might look like in a sales scenario. What might that look like in a listing scenario? Jump on.
I would say this is someone like Trump.
Anyone else? Tell me what that D personality type might look like in the listing presentation. You're sitting across the table from a type D personality. What does that look like? Come on, sales guys, let's go. Go ahead, jump.
Someone who you have to present a lot of facts to.
I love that. Partially true, yes. Anyone else? Type D personalities, identifying them. What does that look like at the listing table? Let me get one more person to participate.
That's a type. It's a red personality type. What we call it, like red seller or red buyer. They want results driven. They want to be in control of the situation mostly. I don't know how.
What might that look? What might that look like on your behalf when you're sitting across the table from someone in a listing? What might that client sound like to you, and how are you going to react to that type D personality at a listing presentation?
Giving a lot of objections. They're throwing out objections like left and right. Reasons why, possibly not to list with you, or possibly to not to do business with you. Giving out a lot of objections.
I love that, Martin. It's exactly what it looks like. When you're sitting across the table from a type D personality, this type of person is going to be throwing a lot of objections. They're not going to have any emotion. They're going to have a blank stare at your face. They're going to look irritated and agitated while you're speaking to them. That is a type D personality. The reason we're explaining this to you is because I don't want you taking it personal when you're sitting across the table from a type D personality. Unskilled, unprepared sales professionals, when they're sitting across the table from a type D personality, if they don't recognize a type D, then they feel defeated internally. Get that background noise a little bit. They feel defeated internally. And what ends up happening is it affects the way that you present overall. Your shoulders come down, you start to self-doubt, and you start to get a little bit upset, like, oh my gosh, what's going on with this person? Now listen to this. When you have a type D personality across the table from you, because your personality might be different from them, if they're not acknowledging what they're telling you, if they're not shaking their head and laughing at your jokes, you actually might psych yourself out and feel, I need to sell more to this person to get them to buy in, when in fact, that's the wrong thing to do. Because if you talk too much, if you create too many jokes, if you try to build in too much rapport with this type D personality, because you think they're not in relationship, they're not in connection with you, you actually might push that person further away, and that can be the reason you don't get the listing. This is why it's extremely important to identify what kind of personality you're talking to so that you don't feel defeated across the table. The dominant personality, they're motivated by, I'm going to take off the screen sharing so you guys can't see it. What is type D personality motivated by? When you're sitting across that table, what do they want?
Results.
Yes. What else do they want? What else are they motivated by?
Assurance.
I love that. I love assurance. Everything around results and winning. That's all they want. The highest thing at the end of the day is they want the results. Awesome call, Stephanie. They're motivated by the results. So when you're sitting across the table from someone who's a type D, what do you think your conversation should sound like at a listing presentation? What should you be focusing the majority of your conversation on?
What they want and how you're going to get them there.
Boom. That's it. That is it. Don't talk to them about the fluff. Don't talk to them about the kumbaya. Don't talk to them about how they have a deer head on their wall and how they like hunting. If you want to fall out of rapport with a high D personality, go in there and talk about their kids and how your kids grew up and how you love this neighborhood and it's the best thing since sliced bread. Good job. You're quickly going to lose that. You're going to quickly lose that, potentially lose that listing because you fell out of rapport. Now, when you're speaking to them, what type of language should you use with them? How should you speak to them?
Firm.
Okay, firm. I love that, Alma. Thank you. What else? How should you speak to them?
Direct.
Direct, firm and direct. Who else?
Clear, confident.
Clear and confident. I love that. Clear and confident. Yes, all of you are right. So whenever you're speaking to a type D personality, you guys want to make sure that you're being candid and you're being direct with them. Be prepared to be candid in expressing your opinion. Get to the point quickly and directly. When you're speaking to a type D personality, get to the point. And then speak in terms of results, not methods. So, hey, Mr. Seller, I understand that your objective is to get over here by this time. This is the price point you're looking for. We developed a 12-point marketing system on how to get you there. Just know that by the end of the day, we're going to be able to expose your property to 100,000 people using our social tactics in combination with the MLS. And we're going to be able to get you X amount of multiple offers within this many days. And the fees, we're charging you a flat 6%, a standard 6%, splitting it 3% with the buy side and 3% with the list side. Do you need any explanation on how that works? Or do you need explanation on the fees or closing costs? No? Great. Let's move on. Okay, Mr. Seller, has everything I explained to you today regarding the marketing make sense to you? Yeah, great. And are you in agreement with it? Sounds good. And we broke down the fees and compensation, and you're in agreement with that, right? Yeah, I'm in agreement with that. Perfect. Okay. I just need you to autograph I just need you to execute the contract, autograph the agreement, and we can get started on the game plan. I'll be out of here in 5 minutes. Very candid, direct to the point. My tonality is like, oh my gosh, are you so excited? We're ready to work together. It's gonna be so great. Yes. Oh my gosh. I know. I swear, I promise you guys, I'm going to find you the best family to live in this house. I'm going to find you someone who's going to love it and take care of it the way you want it. That's not what you do. Any questions on the dominant personality, on how to identify them, what they're motivated by, or how you should speak to them? We just covered those three things. How to identify who they are, what they're motivated by, and how to speak to them. Okay, great. That's the dominant personality type. When you're out today, I want all of you to go around, take a look around and find out, start identifying these people. Well, during today's training, we found out that they look a little irritable. They don't like small talk. They're very direct. They're motivated by success, results, winning, competition, being number one. Who's walking around like they're confident and cocky? Like, that's my type D personality. And when you have a conversation with them, they're short and to the point. Oh, you're type D. Okay, I know exactly how to speak to you. You speak to them with being very candid. Express your opinions openly. Get to the point fast and speak in terms of results. Start identifying the people that when they're out there. Any questions regarding the type D personality? I'm going to move on in 3, 2, 1. Awesome. Moving on to the next. Type I, characteristics of an influencer personality. Who are they? Can someone tell me who type I is? Take a guess. No right or wrong answer. Someone take a guess. Who's the type I person?
They're like optimistic. They talk a lot. No?
And what are they motivated by?
Emotions, I think. No.
Be a little more specific.
I would say attention.
Attention. Okay, so we got emotions and attention. And how should you speak to someone who's an influencer? Type I personality.
All about them.
Okay, all about them. I like that. What else? How should you speak to someone who's a type I? Okay.
Come.
Oh, go ahead.
Mm,
Shoot your shot. Do your thing, 21. Do your thing.
Is that a song? Yeah, it's a music.
Okay. Type I personality, who they are. If you're a strong influencer, you tend to be charming, enthusiastic, optimistic, persuasive, and inspiring. These people are bold and accepting. They consider themselves people-oriented and love to connect with others. They can often make others feel warm, invited, accepted, and excited. Their general outlook on life is one that values collaboration, hope, and acceptance because they value other people so much they can be hesitant to provide constructive criticism or speak their minds. Their excitement sometimes gets the best of them, and they become unable to focus on the details of a situation. How many of you here identify as a type I? Yep, for sure, Jenny. For sure, Catherine. I have one more person that I'm looking on this live right here that I'm looking at. For sure, 100% type I. They are motivated by social recognition. They love group activities and they love relationships.
Amen.
Type of
Crystal.
language. Yes, Crystal's the one. That was the one that I was thinking, Crystal, for sure.
I was waiting for you to call me out.
Yep, Crystal, yep. Mhm.
Relationship. Mhm.
Yeah, my girl, Crystal. Total influencer, extremely enthusiastic. She's optimistic. She loves people and groups and events. All right, type of language to use with those people. How to approach them. Crystal, let's see if you know yourself well. What's the best way to approach you? And Jenny,
I don't know. Honestly, like I feel like it's really easy for us to talk to people or to like, we're approachable, I guess.
Just smile and compliment me.
Okay, good. Okay, so these people, you approach them in a friendly way, focus on feelings and emotions, be positive, move quickly, but definitely spend time talking to them.
Yeah.
If you don't spend time talking to someone who's a type I personality, they're gonna look at you like, what's wrong with you? They're also gonna feel offended. Don't approach them very direct. If you want to give them some constructive criticism, a type I, make sure that you approach them in a very positive, upbeat way. Don't tell them what they did wrong. Use the sandwich method. Hey, this is what you did an awesome job with this. Can I provide you some feedback? Is it okay if I give you some room for how to grow a little bit? This is what I saw. Give them feedback in the sandwich method. Whereas a type D personality, they dislike that. We don't need, and I say we because I'm type D, we don't need the sandwich method. Just get straight to the point. Bro, you dropped the ball on this and that's it. So type I characteristics, we talked about how to identify them, what they're motivated by, and how to speak to them. Do you guys have any questions about the type I personality?
I just feel
All right.
attacked.
I got that down.
Yes, you do. Okay, moving on to the next. No more questions. 3, 2, 1, moving on. All right, next we're talking about the characteristics of the steadiness type S. Can someone please tell me who type S is? Chat, including you. Put your camera
Oh.
on. Shut- Over here, laugh. My gosh, type S. Anyone, go ahead. Type S. Someone tell me.
Here
Here we go. Okay, here we go. Type S, who they are. Type S are generally understanding, a team player. They're patient, stable, and sincere. It's likely steadiness is your dominant personality trait. People who have a high steadiness score are cautious, yet accepting. Listen to that carefully. They are cautious, but they're accepting of everyone. They are interested in helping others and creating a stable environment. If you're looking for a team member who will value cooperation and exude patience, find one that has a high steadiness score because they thrive in stable environments. They are less comfortable with ambiguity or transitions. Type S personality. You can think of this person as wanting security. Someone who values security. I want things to be the same. They're very safe. You might approach them and they may not know you. So what does that look like? You might have someone who to your face at a listing presentation or at a buyer consultation will tell you yes the entire time. They will laugh at your jokes. They will invite you into their home and make you feel like family. But at the end of the day, they tell you, I need a moment to think about it. I'm not signing today. That's type S personality. Type I personality will fall in love with you. You guys will talk about the birds and the bees. And at the very end of it, you will have talked little to nothing about the listing. And they'll say, okay, what do I do next? Let's go. Type S is completely different. They want to know a little more. They're cautious. And then at the very end, they may not sign. Can someone tell me what a type S personality type is motivated by? What is your prospect motivated by?
They are motivated by location, security. Is it exactly what they need?
Exactly. Make them feel good about their decision. Make them feel good about their decision. So when you identify someone who is a little timid, maybe they're not opening up to you completely, but they seem very friendly. That's your type S personality. Make them feel secure in the decision. So your language, when you talk to them, here's how you approach them. Don't come off too strong. You need to earn their trust. Clarify the guidelines as much as possible. All the parameters and everything surrounding the sale, clarify everything. So during the presentation, you might say something like, hey, so here's the net sheet for you. And just to let you know, this can change maybe $1,000 plus or minus, depending on the fees, and also depending on what we negotiate during the contract. But you can pretty much bet that this is what it's going to be here. It won't change much. And I'm actually going to sign it for you and date it. So we're both on the same page. You're also going to provide assurance and safety to receive honest feedback. Open the door. Because a type S personality type, if they don't feel comfortable with you, this is what they're going to do. Nothing. They're not going to tell you they don't feel safe and comfortable. What they're going to do is they're going to shut down completely. And their guard is going to come up and they're never going to explain to you why. They won't answer your text messages. They won't answer your phone calls. Because you as a sales professional, you have to let them know it's okay to talk to you openly and how to talk to you. So at a listing presentation, during a buyer consultation, you're going to tell your type S personality, hey, listen, you can feel this is a safe zone. Everything, this is normal for us to have a conversation regarding the fees, the marketing plan, and the sale of your home. I want you to feel comfortable letting me know what's bothering or what's on your mind. How are things affecting you? Is there anything holding you back? Are you feeling resistant about anything? And then you side with them, make them feel comfortable. Take the time to hear them out, because security is one of their highest values as a type S personality. When their guard goes down and you've earned their trust, they'll tell you anything. And this is the person that'll come to you about everything. That's type S personality. This is who they are. That's what they're motivated by. And that's how you speak to them. Does anyone have any questions about the type S personality? If not, we'll move on in 3, 2, 1. The final personality type. Characteristics of a compliance personality. Can someone tell me who they are? What does a compliant personality look like?
They like data, they're analytical. No?
I would say compliance, I would say more that they are the type that will just go with the flow. So if you're the boss, they're gonna listen to you. They're gonna say like, okay, you're the professional. I'll leave it up to you. So that's what I would say a compliance is.
I love that. I love the two opposing answers that we have there. Who else would like to jump in? We had Stephanie and Kat on two opposite sides of the spectrum. What's a type C personality? What is a compliance personality? Who are they? Martin? Tell me, my friend, what's type C?
Yeah, I would say probably just more analytical. They're interested in numbers and facts. They wanted to see, exactly what the numbers and results actually look like in detail.
Okay, here is your type C personality. Type C personality is analytical, diplomatic, precise, compliant, and objective. They don't care about emotions. They don't care about what you think. What does the data show me? They're conscientious people. They're cautious and skeptical. They're very detail oriented. They also have the ability to overanalyze every situation. They are proud of their work, quality, and quick to share it with others. They're people who are dialed in with their routine. If the routine is disrupted, they may have an issue with seeing how to move forward. That's who they are. So with someone who is very type C personality during your listing presentation, you need to focus heavily on timelines, heavily on how you're going to get the results step by step, which date, which time, and then you need to find out that works with their schedule. If your plan of marketing is very ambiguous, a lot of ambiguity, there's no clarity, you're going to cause a lot of stress in their life and anxiety. You're going to start to see their frustrations come out. You're going to be able to tell who they are quickly because they're wanting to see data. They want to see facts. They're asking you to see the marketing plan. They're speaking in terms of bullet points, facts, spreadsheets. They're the person who wants to see the numbers and how things are going to work out. Can someone tell me, I'll just tell you, they're motivated by opportunities to gain knowledge. You want to win a type C personality over? Teach them something. Wow them with data. That gets them excited. That blows their socks off. Motivated by... Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna ask them, like, because now I'm confused because compliance sounds a lot like the D, but I mean I don't know how would that correlate, but it does sound very much like more like a D because it's all like just the facts kind of thing, analytical. So I thought compliant would be like totally opposite. So that's why I went with what I said, but maybe you can explain.
Desiree, Martin, or Dolores, one of you jump in. Tell me what the difference is between compliance and type D, type C and type D.
Always say the dominant, the type D, is more in control. They want they're in control of the conversation and they want to kind of maintain that. The type C just wants to hear the results. They're more receptive, but you need to speak to them on more just how we're going to get there type of thing. But they're more receptive to those type of answers. The D would be the one that's throwing out more objections, where the C just wants to kind of see what type of work is going to be done and how you're going to get there.
Amazing answer. Dolores, I see your mic is unmuted. Go ahead.
I was gonna say something, but so you mentioned something about the comparison between, you said C and D.
Correct. What is it? Tell me what the difference is between C and D. That's okay. We'll come back to you. Alma,
Okay.
tell me the difference between B and C.
Um, mm,
Whatever you think, shoot a shot. It's okay. Whatever comes to mind first.
well, I mean, I think with D, it's more like I said, like firm, stern with them. And then C is more like, kind, not stern, but to the point, maybe.
I love it. I love it. Thank you. Awesome answer. I'm going to pick on one more person. What is the difference between type D and type C, Crystal?
Hi, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay, I kept getting cut off. Type C and type D, you said? Give me a second,
Yes.
Papa. So I feel like for type D, everything's a little more direct, and with type C, you have to be a little more. It's the facts too, but you have to be a little more like sensitive the way you kind of talk to them about it.
Wow. Really, really thorough answer. I love that. That was actually really good. I love that combination of answer between Martin, Alma, and Crystal. That's exactly what it is. So your type D personality, yes, they just want the results. How are you going to get this stuff done? I don't need to see, I don't know, what are you going to do exactly? What are the results? I don't need to know how you're going to get there. Don't sit there and explain to me your 12-point process of how you're going to list it and market the property. Whereas your type C personality, they need that. And they can't be spoken to very directly. This is how you speak to a type C personality. Provide information and data to make sense of new plans and decisions. Don't be overly emotive. Okay, with the type C personality, someone who loves data and spreadsheets, if you come with a lot of high energy, high I energy, you can push them off and close them down quickly. Give them time for analysis. You ask them a question, they're the type of person who are going to sit there with their hand on their chin, look around, kind of think, ponder for a moment, and not give you an immediate answer. This is where it's okay with being with awkward silence or pregnant pauses is okay. And then also make sure you're well prepared. Whereas a type D personality, don't give them a lot of time. They don't want to sit there and wait for a long answer. They're the personality they're the ones who are going to drive the conversation during the listing presentation. And if you don't show high energy and high strength to a high D, they will dominate you. They will feel you're less than, and then you're not worthy. Whereas with the C person, you can't be overly dominant. You have to be equal with them, give them the data, and kind of let them come to their own answers. So that's the difference between a type C and a type D. Any questions regarding that? Take a quick screenshot. Here's your dominant personality type. 3, 2, 1. Here is your type I personality. Use this as your cheat sheet when you're walking around. 3, 2, 1. Here's your type S personality. So this one, when you're walking around, you're like, oh, what kind of person is this? Oh, that's who they are. Oh, that's how they're motivated. This is how I should speak to them. 3, 2, 1. Characteristics of a person, type C. Now, all of you have their personality types. You know who they are. So how to identify them. You know what they're motivated by. And you know how to speak to this type of person. I need all of you to spend time every single day. Actually, a really good exercise for all of you, the way that I got really good at doing this was by identifying people around me, who they were. That's how I got really good at that. For example, let me tell you who Stephanie is. Stephanie is definitely a high S. High S, low I. She loves to go out there, but she needs to take her time to open up. Martin, I don't know you well enough yet. but just based on the way that your tonality is, based on your body language, based on the few interactions that we've had, you're low I, high S, high C. That's how I identify you as. Dolores has I would say medium to high D, but also medium C, medium I, very little S. She wants the results. She needs to feel somewhat secure and stable, not a lot. She wants the data, but she's not overly emotive. Cherish is definitely high S. We have Des. I have very few interactions with you, but Des, I'm going to say you're also maybe I would say you're more few interactions with your tonality, with your body language, how I've identified you. I would say you're a high C, low D, low I, low S. I can see all of those characteristics inside of you, but I can see more of the C populating. Let me know if I'm right or wrong, but I'm just going off the few interactions that we've had. Alma, I can see a high I with you, and I can also see medium S. So you're very outgoing, very personable. You're cautious in what you do, but you're also very trustworthy and outgoing. Catherine, high I, very high I. Crystal, very high I. Jennifer is high I, high S. Jennifer likes to go out there, not Jenny Rosette, but Jennifer, the other one that's on here. Jennifer Renee, that's on here. She's very high I, very high S, very skeptical, very safe, takes a long time. But at the same time, when she opens up, she's very friendly, in your face, that kind of stuff. And Jenny Rosette, she's a very high I. Yes. And then with with Monica, based on her personality type and all that stuff, she's more of she's high S, high C, medium I. Very outgoing, I would say. Takes a little bit of time to get to know people, but loves structure, loves order, loves things to be a certain kind of way. She will take lead. She will take lead if she needs to, but she's really good at following all that stuff. So that's where the high C comes into play. Medium I, because she's not the first one to go out there and start the party, but she can add to the party. And then S, she needs to kind of medium S. She'll feel you out a little bit. Doesn't need to have all the answers to feel comfortable with you, but when she feels comfortable with you, she'll open up. High C for Monica. Let me know how I did. Was I wrong with anyone? I'm curious to know. Or was I inaccurate or partially inaccurate with anyone? Let me know.
Yeah, you're wrong. I'm a D.
Yeah.
And I know how to get a party started.
No. all of you guys for sure have a little bit of everything, right? But I'm talking about your main quality. Next training, we'll talk about what both personality types look like together. Let's see here. Jen said, you can take the test for this. I did it. Yeah, you can definitely take the test. We'll probably do that. You know what? For the next 2 trainings on Monday, Monica, can we continue the personality trait? I want to discuss values, and I also want to discuss mixing the personality types together, what that actually looks like. So next Monday, we'll do that. We're going to send an email out to everyone to please have your personality tests done by next Monday. We'll present them together, and we'll actually we'll turn this into like a 4-week training course on personality types. This way, all of you get really good at identifying them. Your homework assignment for all of you: identify everyone around you. Listen to the conversation. How do they like to be spoken to? What are the motivation factors? If you have kids, if you have a spouse, if you have a team, look at them and quickly identify who they are as people. Have your cheat sheet on you. You need to know this as well as driving a car. Most of you don't have to think about how to drive a car when you get in it. It's just now second nature. A lot of you don't have to think about breathing. You just breathe. I want you guys to do the same thing with personality tests. You walk into the world, you should be able to quickly identify someone. This is significantly going to improve your income as it relates to sales, significantly as it relates your income to administrative, to any support role. Because if you know how to identify people, you can bring peace, you can bring results. That's what you need to be, is that person. So any final questions before we wrap up? Thank you guys for being patient today. Anything else?
Gabe, question.
Yes.
So John is D, right? In our listing, John's a D, and would Jody be an I?
Jody's a high I, John's a high D.
Got it. Okay. Thank
Yeah,
you.
he likes to talk over you. He's going to take lead. You cannot offend his ego at all. You have to be very careful with that. Jody, she's very high I, wants to talk about fun and relationships. But when they're together, you need to be very careful on how you do that. Because if you're too high I, you're going to shut down the D. If you're too high D, you're going to shut down the I. It's a very thin line you have to walk. That's why if you remember the listing presentation, well, we'll talk about that later. But anyways, yes, that's what it is. What else?
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. Cool. No final questions. Awesome. You guys remember the marketing plan for Thursday. Stay put with that. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to send me a text message directly. Any questions you have the disc. Remember, we are one team. We have one mission. We're here to help each other out. So you guys have a healthy, happy, productive day. God bless. I will see you guys in the next call. Peace.
Thank you. Bye, everybody.
You're welcome.